Dear students, please pause the video and try this question. Test your skills before we reveal the answer. So you have to find how many statements are correct. It is said that all the countries of UN adopted first ever comeback for international migration. So when we see an extreme word like all, we must be skeptical. We must apply to the real world and see whether at least one country may not have adopted this. We already know that many countries are expelling the migrants, especially European countries. In that case, in that scenario, will all the countries of UN adopt such a compact? Very less likely. If at least one country is not adopting, the statement becomes wrong. So C goes. Second, the objectives and commitments statement at the GCM are binding. See, not only objectives, but commitments are binding on UN member countries. Will all the UN member countries allow such a pact, objectives and commitments to be binding on them? If at least one country opposes this may not be binding on the UN member countries. That makes this also go. Third, GCM addresses internal migration or internally displaced people in its objectives and commitments. First thing, this is basically a UN pact. We know that in UN Charter, it clearly states about respecting sovereignty of its member states. That raises first suspicion whether UN will interfere in internal matters of its members, because non-interference in internal matters is a core principle of UN. Second, in the extreme case, let us presume that this pact addresses internal migration in its objectives. But see the word commitments. Commitments means the member will have to commit to do whatever is said in this pact. Will the members, UN members, agree to such commitments which affect their internal sovereignty? Very less likely. As a result, this will also go and D becomes the answer. So always be skeptical of extreme statements, apply them to real world to check their rationality and then take a decision. Please share your thought process also in the comments, how you approach this question. It might help someone preparing. So global comeback for safe, orderly and regular migration. So this is the first ever intergovernmental agreement negotiated under UN to cover all dimensions of international migration. It is non-binding and it is a cooperative roadmap. It was adopted by 164 UN member states in 2018 at a UN conference in Marrakesh in Morocco. It began from 2016 New York Declaration for Refugees and Migrants, adopted by 193 UN member states. Based on that, this pact was adopted in 2018. Declaration was adopted by 193 member states, but when it comes to the treaty, the pact, only 164 members adopted. It is not legally binding, it is based on international human rights law. Now coming to the key objectives. 1. Safe migration. To reduce dangers faced by migrants. Example, human trafficking and exploitation. Orderly migration. To strengthen legal pathways. We have seen Dungi, illegal route migration. To stop such kind of illegal pathways, this pact is brought. And to promote regular migration. To promote fair labor mobility. We have already seen many Indians itself are being recruited to Southeast Asian countries, and there they are forced to do scamming jobs. So to prevent that, to promote fair labor mobility, this pact is being brought. Then human rights protection of migrants. Coming to the principles, first core is sovereignty. Nations retain full control over their migration policy. This itself makes third statement wrong. That is internal issues, internal migration. Then people-centered and rights-based approach towards migration. Then data-driven policy making on migration. And most importantly, in future prelims exams, this can appear. Climate migration is also addressed in this pact. Now coming to thematic pillars, it promotes cross-border cooperation. Example, anti-trafficking agreements between countries. Fair recruitment, we have already seen. Ethical hiring of migrant workers. And providing access to basic services, health, education for migrants. Then dignified return and reintegration back into their homeland. Very, very importantly, India has signed this compact. Earlier, India has not ratified UN-led conventions on migrations, like International Convention on Protection of Rights of All Migrant Workers. India has not signed, but India has signed Global Compact on Migration, and that makes it very, very important. And India emphasized the importance of national sovereignty. See, that is why that third statement becomes wrong. And development-oriented migration policies. And India stressed the need to distinguish between legal and illegal migration, that we all know. We are reporting illegal migrants. So that's it. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, please give it a like and subscribe for more UPSC insights.